What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Happy Thanksgiving, and thank you for tuning in here today. We are going over something very important with AMC stock that every ape needs to be made aware about. And if you guys can tell from the title of this video, the question is, if you are buying AMC, are you hurting the MOAS? Are you hurting the chances of seeing the MOAS in the near term future? And that is the biggest rumor that is starting to get traction in the AMC community that I want to help shut down. If you are buying AMC stock, just to be upfront with you guys, you are not hurting the MOAS. I repeat, you are not hurting the MOAS. But here in this video, we're going to go over the facts on why you are not hurting the MOAS by purchasing AMC stock. And keep in mind, I am not a financial advisor. I am not a financial planner. So do as you guys please. Buy the stock, sell the stock. I don't care. I have been personally buying the stock, but that is up to you what you guys want to do with your money. You are going to protect your money and your assets more than anybody else will. Now, as well as that, we are going to go over one other thing. That is the exchange reported short interest data has just came out, and that is very important as well. But main focus is going to be debunking this rumor. Without saying any names, let's get into this video. Hit that like button for me, consider subscribing to the channel, and as always, check out the links in the description for free stock and the links for the buy and sell alerts if you guys want to be notified every time I make a trade in stock options and or crypto, whether it's a day trade, swing trade, or long-term investment. Check that out. Link for the buy and sell alerts in the description. Now let's go over this rumor. Now, without saying any names, this is starting to circulate a lot, and I first seen this in the comment sections of my videos yesterday. People are saying if you buy AMC at the current moment, you are helping the shorts stay in their short positions. You are helping the MOAS to not happen. And this rumor goes as stated. If you are buying shares at the current moment, you are buying synthetics. You are giving liquidity to the hedge funds to basically create these fake shares and dilute the stock even more. This is the biggest false rumor that I have seen in a very long time, and that's why we're here. That's why I feel the need to make this video. Like I said, I don't care what you guys do. That is what the rumor is saying. Now, how do we know this is not the truth? Well, there's really two steps to this. We're going to go over the factual information, what we know, how the process works with creating synthetic shares, as well as failure to delivers. And on top of that, we have to go over what has happened over the past year with AMC stock, because there is a couple things in particular that throw this whole rumor out of the window, and that's what is going to be very important to hear. So I hope you guys stay through this video. I hope you guys share this video with other people that could benefit from hearing this information. Now, let's go over the factual info, and keep in mind, I am not wrong. This rumor is not wrong as well. We know the factual info, and I say that in air quotes because we don't have a eye or a hand in what happens behind the scenes. So anything can happen realistically behind the scenes. I just want you guys to know, if somebody is trying to manipulate the stock market and make money off of stocks by manipulating them, you're not going to do it with AMC. There is a whole team. I would go as far as to say, I think this is very reasonable. There is a whole team of investigators with the SEC that is constantly looking into all of these meme stocks. The last thing the SEC wants is to discredit or have the American stock market discredited in any way, shape, or form. And if this kind of level of manipulation is happening, the SEC is going to find out about it, and you're looking at serious prison time. I don't think that is logically happening when you're talking about hedge funds, billionaires that have much more to lose than to gain by manipulating AMC stock. So that is what you guys really need to know off top. But let's talk about this. If you are buying AMC stock at the current moment, are you buying synthetic shares? And the whole argument is like this. So the issue is with the amount of shares that are theoretically outstanding because of really failure to delivers. Now, to do this, you have to talk about naked short selling, obviously, like I just said, and how that process works. Now, there's two reasons for naked short selling. Naked short selling can happen like we seen with GameStop when the short interest was well over 100%, when there was obviously, and GameStop and AMC, I should say, it was both of these stocks, that you had the short interest insanely high, tons of failure to delivers, and that was because a lot of people, hedge funds mostly, thought these stocks were going to get delisted, they were going to go bankrupt and go out of business. In that case, those naked short sellers, they make all the free money. They flood the market with these shares, people buy, and they never have to deliver these shares because they get delisted. They are no longer traded on the exchange. So that is the first way naked shorting happens, and you get all of these shares that are outstanding, as well as that plays into failure to delivers as well. Shares that have to be returned that are failed to deliver that have not been returned already. Now, the second way is the most common way, and that is going to be by market makers. And you guys can think about this. Take a stock, take AMC for an example. We have 513 million shares that are currently outstanding, the legal shares that are outstanding. Now, if you had 1 million contracts on an option chain, you could still buy an option. That's where the market makers come in. They provide liquidity for the buy and sell side of options. So you can always go into the marketplace and make an option trade. That's how it works. Now, if there is a ton of options and there's not enough shares available to be located, if people exercise all of their, say, $40 calls on AMC and there's no shares to be available, then that's where they can go in and basically issue these IOUs and issue more additional shares. So those are the two ways of basically naked shorting and failure to delivers. Now, this whole premise comes down to, are you buying synthetic shares? And if you're talking about failure to delivers, if you're talking about synthetic shares, that's the main argument here. You have 35 settlement days to return these shares to their rightful owners. And this was really happening. If we take a look at the Ortex data, all of these failure to delivers were really happening during the June rally. About 1 month after the June rally, the failure to delivers really started to drop off, with most of the time less than 1 million FTDs. Now we are seeing virtually no FTDs. So I think back during the June rally, there was a lot of shares that were circulating due to options that didn't necessarily exist in the marketplace, that were not accounted for out of the 513 million shares that are supposed to be accounted for. So I do think this happened back in June, but I don't think this is happening right now due to really this reason right here. Because we are seeing this incredible low volume. There's no way around it. You cannot just issue shares. Like the hedge fund said during the whole debacle of synthetic shares last time around, just a couple months ago, the guy that used to work for a hedge fund, I forget his exact name, I know you guys remember this video, he said that when you buy shares, you are buying shares. You're not buying synthetic shares. Now, who knows if that's the case? Nobody has a crystal ball. Nobody has the full scope and can see what is going on behind the scenes. But at the current moment, with this low volume, all of these FTDs have been covered. All of these synthetic shares are out of the marketplace. And this should actually be incredibly bullish to you guys, because you guys are not buying fake shares at the current moment. If you see a lot of options that run into the money that have to get hedged for, and you see an FTD spike, it is possible that you are buying synthetic shares. But what do we know about AMC at the current moment? There is no hype in the stock. There is no hype whatsoever. So you guys can think about it. If there was 513 million shares that are legally outstanding, say there was 1 billion shares legally outstanding. So double the amount of shares that are supposed to be outstanding. Well, all of a majority of those people, those traders that were trading the stock, hundreds of millions of volume every single day, those guys have since sold out of the stock. So if you're an AMC, you are a long-term holder of AMC. That is not even a question at the current moment. When you're seeing volume in between 20 and 30 million shares traded every single day, very, very low volume. Most of these days, 10x decrease in volume since the peaks that we've seen even back here in August. That is telling you guys that you are buying and holding AMC stock. You're not buying fake shares. You're not seeing synthetic shares be issued out into the marketplace, and you're not giving liquidity to the hedge funds to create these fake shares and dilute the market by buying this stock, because it comes down to a lot of things, but mainly the SEC is watching AMC and GameStop. You're not going to manipulate a stock where the SEC are watching. Just like any crime, if the police are watching, are you going to do that crime? Does not make a lot of sense. Like, that's the one thing that totally debunks this whole thing. Now, what is actually going on with AMC stock? Why are we just staying stagnant when people are buying and holding the stock? That is the main thing. If you guys take a look back here with the volume, and that is going to be key. So you guys can think about this like if 80% of retail investors, back when we had the last shareholder count, right, the shareholder vote, we figure out how many shares are outstanding, and it was accurate back then. Now, we had a lot of traders, so we have seen the volume consistently trade to the downside. So over time, those traders got out of the stock. It didn't happen overnight, but we have gotten the traders out of the stock. That's why you see this very low volume. It's because you're not seeing an overweight amount of buying. You're not seeing an overweighted amount of selling as well. So you're seeing this neutral effect that is going on at the current moment. Once you see that volume come back into the stock, that's where you are going to see the massive gains coming for AMC. And that is really what you guys need to know. When there's high volume, you can get a lot of synthetic shares. You can very well be buying synthetic shares. When there is low volume like this, and there is so many eyeballs from the SEC watching the stock, you're not seeing that kind of manipulation, at least with synthetic shares and this argument of providing liquidity to the hedge funds. This argument honestly doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So that is basically the situation here. Hopefully this does make some sense to you. The IOUs, they have 35 days to be covered. There's no way about that, guys. There's no manipulating the numbers. There's no, getting around this when you have government bodies watching you and potentially issuing criminal charges if this was happening. And the SEC, they have eyes into what is going on with the order flows and all of that. So rest assured, if you are buying AMC shares, you're buying the actual share. Unless we do start to see volume like we seen back in June, hundreds of millions of shares traded every single day, then you can kind of assume you're buying some synthetic shares, but it will get weeded out as those traders start to sell those synthetic shares into the marketplace. You start to be returned legit legal shares. So that basically debunks the rumor. Really, all you guys need to know is logical sense, because there's no facts behind what I'm saying or what this rumor says. It really comes down to, you're not going to manipulate a stock like AMC when there's 50,000 plus other stocks in the marketplace you could actually manipulate and get away with. You're not going to do that with AMC. It's very easy for shorts to cover on their short positions. They could buy AMC 100 times over again, the amount of short sellers and their capital in their portfolios. They're not completely underwater. If you estimate their average short position is in between $20 and $30 per share, like I do right now. We're really waiting for that volume, like I said, to come back into the stock. So that is the situation. Hopefully that did provide some clarity to you guys. You're not hurting the MOAS by buying shares. At the current moment, we just need that volume. Now, let's go over the Ortex short interest data that has now just came out. So November 15th was the settlement date. Release day, it says yesterday. 87.46 million shares that are sold short, 17.05% of the short interest. Now let's go to November 15th and let's take a look at what the price was. So the high was $44.43 and the opening price was $40.35 per share. So we definitely seen a strong day here on this day, but we are now down under this. So I do think there was some shorting that was going on since November 15th, and that is very key. That is something to know, that these numbers might be a little bit different. The way that this is reported, the settlement day is the day that the short interest was actually 17.05% with a days to cover of 2.07. So that is very important. That is very, very bullish. All you guys need to know, wait for that volume to come into the stock. If you guys are 100% maxed out in AMC, your time is coming. The tendies are going to be printed. So if this didn't provide all of the clarity that you guys need to know around this situation, I will gladly make another video. Let me know that down below in the comment section of this video, and I hope you guys enjoy your Thanksgiving. Don't take too much time, pondering over these kind of rumors. Don't let it get to you emotionally. As long as you are emotionally sound, then you can handle whatever comes at you, and you just need to know really the volume, and that's the biggest thing. Forget anything else. Forget the rumors. Watch the volume. Watch the resistance. Watch the support. Watch the volume. Watch the options. Watch the short interest. That is it. Forget the rumors at this current moment. Buy the stock if you want. Sell the stock if you want. That's not my job to tell you guys what to do. But hit that like button for me. Consider subscribing to the channel. And check out the links in the description for free stock, as well as the link for the buy and sell alerts. If you guys want to be notified every time I make a trade in stock options and or crypto, that is your way to do that. Now, I hope you guys enjoy your Thanksgiving, and I will see you in the next video.